I know that you're going to tell me it's little bunnies jumping in the woods, right?
Well, I want to tell you the whole thing, Judge, because
I don't want to get into the facts of the case. Like that's not a concern of mine right now.
right.
Ma'am, are you Miss Blunt?
Yes.
Or what is, so
I am.
my only concern is public safety. How
Here's the gut punch. Harris County isn't just any ordinary county. It actually leads the entire nation in DWI-related deaths. That's exactly why judges here handle these cases as if they're loaded weapons, with zero room for mistakes.
many fatalities do you see in Harris County on a daily basis because of DWIs?
You see them all the time.
No. Every single
Yeah, every day.
day.
That's correct.
Harris County leads the nation in DWI fatalities because every single day a person dies, perhaps two or more. And it's such a preventable statistic. It's such a preventable thing where, you know,
So, I mean,
and the problem, what I see is criminal case after criminal case after criminal case. And not 2 weeks ago, 2.5 weeks ago, he had 5 very violent felonies that were all one way or the other disposed of. And now we have a DWI second where I guess allegedly he's driving in a manner that causes other people for concern. And I know that you're going to say no, but remember, there's always 2 sides to a story. I know that there's your side, but there's also an officer's side. And the evidence is going to point to whose side is correct. I don't know.
we were parked, sir. We were not even driving. Our dog,
Okay, I don't want to get into the facts of the case, right?
It's just, of course, we defer to the court's discretion. I'd just like to know concerning for the state, Your Honor, is that for whatever.
Think about that. Your own child picking up a phone and calling the cops on you. That's not just evidence. That raw family drama spilling straight into the courtroom. Now here's a question for you. Would you have the courage to make that call?
Reason we're not understanding the circumstances for which the daughter called, but it clearly was enough for the daughter of the defendant to make a call to law enforcement to alert them of the conditions.
The daughter's 20?
she doesn't even live in the home.
But nonetheless, the fact that
So-
the daughter called to make, and
But-
it wasn't just a random witness, this was the daughter that called out of whatever concern enough to alert the officers. So I think without having done any, spoken with the young lady as of yet, I guess this just raises concerns for the state that the daughter of the defendant did make the call to the officer to alert of this defendant driving.
What were the driving facts again that they alleged? So was he driving the wrong way? Was he speeding? What was he doing?
Let me just go back to the,
There weren't any just,
Stay with us, huh?
I believe based off the description that the daughter who's 20.
Mr. Blunt. Val. Talk about Mr. Blunt. I don't know if you remember Mr. Blunt. Picked up another DWI.
It says that the officers were dispatched because the reportee, which was the defendant's child.
Cold beer in the cup holder, slurred speech, ignition on legally. That's game over. In Texas, you don't even need to be caught driving badly. Just being in control of the car while intoxicated is more than enough to get you charged.
20 years old, we do now know, call said her father was driving intoxicated, and that his mother was in the passenger seat. Officers located the defendant's vehicle. Officers observed the defendant in the driver's seat with the ignition on. Officers observed the defendant to have slurred speech and the smell of alcohol coming from his person. Also observed an open container in the defendant's vehicle, later observed to be cold to the touch, almost 12 ounces of Bud Light. The defendant admitted to driving with his wife in the passenger seat and also consuming 2 to 3 Bud Light beers, 12 ounces. And then the SFSTs were conducted, which...
I think that's it. The only thing that I'm going to say is that How old is you? You've got one 20-year-old and what's the
I
other?
have we have a 20-year-old, we have a 17-year-old, and we have a 16-year-old. And
Just, I know that, like I said, you're going to say little bunnies, right? But I'm going to tell you that if your children resent Mr. Blunt, they will potentially lash out in ways that could really, really affect you and Mr. Blunt in ways that will create so much drama. I shudder to think what's going to happen, because when a child resents someone else and when they don't like someone, and if they can't get attention from mom in the way that they want,
that's what it is, a game of tug of war right now. It's what it feels like, Judge. It's a game of tug of war between kids who have had me alone for 15
needs to be
years.
protected more. Children.
At this point, to be honest with you, my husband and I are the ones who are getting the physical effects.
So a
of the kids.
16-year-old, a 17-year-old, and a 20-year-old are reaping havoc on you and Mr. Blunt?
That is correct, sir. That is correct, because I'm not sure if you can pull reports, but on the 23rd of last month, my 20-year-old daughter and my mother came to my home, and while me and my husband were laying there in bed, we're trying to entice my husband, and I constantly asked them to leave my home. My husband walked away from the situation, and they followed him from our home to the Beltway on foot while he continued to walk. On top of that, these are just angry kids who have had me alone for 15 years, and now that I'm trying to divide my time between the two, it's a game of tug of war. That's what it is, Judge.
You know, the problem is that, whether you have Mr. Blunt or you have this, the problem is that
And we're seeking counsel.
the kids are always the innocents. Kids are always the ones that get beat up. Kids are always the ones that are injured mentally, emotionally.
Whoa, this just went from a simple DWI to full-on family warfare. Guns in the mix, simmering resentment, and a stepdad fresh out of prison. It's no surprise a judge is sounding the alarm.
Hung up like meat to be just pounded. And it's really unfortunate that, they're looking to you for protection, for love. And when they see that someone else here, they don't like it.
But they're the ones who are physically abusing us. That's why they're not even.
16-year-old?
Yes. My 16-year-old son, the day that my husband came home, he was just angry. My 16-year-old has mental health issues. He pulled a gun on my husband the day my husband came home. It's an HPD report. There was a constable report from the day that my daughter and my mother came to our house. And they busted.
If you're choosing Mr. Blunt over the kids, then I would probably have someone else take custody of his kids. Because, to me, it shows that you would prefer to be.
But I'm not. He hasn't even been in the home until recently.
Perception is reality, man.
Okay.
The kids they're crying out for you.
And what we're doing, family
Lashing out.
counseling.
They're begging you not to. Could it be that with all these violent offenses, they're trying to protect you?
No.
Aggravated assault of peace. What was he in prison for?
Aggravated robbery in 2008.
We all make decisions that we have to live with. You are going to make your whatever decision you want to make, and far be it from me to say anything. My only concern is public safety, right? And whether he should be giving a PR bond at this point. All I know is that he just got out of prison, and now he's picked up another DWI where his own children are concerned about public safety.
Children are attacking, sir.
So,
The state has not had an opportunity to reach out to either of them, and then it's not clear. It says, according to the accusatory document, I'm not sure if it was the son that called, because it said his father. So
He was in the vehicle. My son was in the vehicle
so
with
let's.
my daughter.
I don't want to get into the facts of the case. The limited purpose of this hearing now is just to determine whether we should give him a PR bond, and I really don't think that public safety. I mean, if I were to give him a PR bond, public safety would take a back seat. I don't know how else to protect the public.
Judge, he already has a PR bond, right, from the magistrate? So it would necessarily be coming from you. You wouldn't
I
have to
would
give
be
another.
revoking the PR bond.
Okay, but under the Rule 9 of the consent decree, isn't he entitled to a PR bond?
Not on the DWI second.
DWI second if unless the case is less than 5 years old, this is 29 years ago.
I'll take a look at Rule 9. Let me see. I'll take a look. But regardless, ma'am, I'm going to tell you now that this is not going to be an easy ride for him. I'm going to have him come 3 times a week to prove to me he's not consuming alcohol, illegal drugs. I've already told him he can't drive, and I'm going to be on him like crazy.
Give them total compliance.
So, okay. Well, thank you for coming. I appreciate it. And
It's just, it's a lot going on, Judge, and I'm doing, like I said, it's a game of tug of war between my kids and my husband, and I'm trying to help them all understand, like, I don't choose one, I choose all of you, and
see that.
I understand that.
They don't
And that's
see
why we're
that.
doing counseling.
That's why they're children. Children don't have foresight. Children have blinders like this. They can't see the big picture. All they see is someone who's in prison, who's a violent person, who's now drinking in a car. And they're begging for you not to be with this person who, is that a good role model?
I think,
Well, hold on. Is that a good?
People change it, and they have to be given an opportunity to show.
He just got out of prison and he's in the car, allegedly driving with.
They want to see a different side of their father than what they know. But like I try to tell them,
They don't want to see anything, and
that's, you're probably right, Judge.
I have no skin in this game. I don't, to me, it doesn't matter. My only concern are the kids as well. Kids have only one person that they look to for protection. You. And if they don't feel protected with you, they don't feel loved by you. And if they feel that you're choosing him over them, holy moly, they're going to make your life a living HE double hockey sticks in ways that if they go out and do something that, God forbid, they shouldn't do, injure, kill, maim, especially a minor, it's on you.
Right.
It's going to come back to you.
I completely understand that.
So-
I'm trying to do everything that I can, but even my son with the mental health that he needs, like.
I know that you're trying to smooth the relations between them, and perhaps time is something that can cure that. But when you thrust them in at this so fast of a juncture, time heals all wounds. Perhaps you slowly integrate them back into the process. Slowly, maybe one time a month, have them come over. Maybe one time every other month. But to have them come over every single day for it, the kids are like, whoa, what's going on here? And that's, to me, that's how they're lashing out, slowly but surely.
Like you say,
That's
time.
what that's what, if you really are hell bent on having it, slowly does it. Don't. All right? Okay. Hey.
Yeah, approach.
I don't know yet. Let me go get Rule 9. I'm going to read it because I want to see first.
Hey, Judge.
Just give me 2 minutes. Let me talk the truth. Hey,
Judge.
this life is about 2 things: perspective and self-control. And I will tell you that I have a very good friend of mine battling breast cancer that is now metastasized to her bones and her ribs. This lady is one of the most well-regarded maternal fetal medicine doctors that saves babies' lives on a daily basis, battling cancer.
And there it is, the verdict moment. With violent felonies behind him and alcohol still in the picture, the judge isn't convinced by any promise of redemption. Instead of offering trust, she's laying down strict control.
Written books. I mean, top tier of the community battling this, who goes through life in such a fashion to help people. Yet we have you here in front of us where you have violent felony after violent felony after violent felony who has now picked up a DWI second where allegedly people are calling cops because a father has 2 beers in the car, allegedly driving. How's that for perspective, Mr. Blunt, where after hearing the facts and after hearing your continual danger to public safety, how can I justify doing a PR bond, Mr. Landreneau? Truly, I don't think that a PR bond's sufficient.
Judge, Mr. Blunt has been incarcerated quite a while before this. He got out last year. He's trying to make a new life for himself. He has a job, a company cutting yards. He has a lot of yards set up for this weekend. If you look at just this stop here, I mean, I know it's the second DWI. The first one was 29 years ago. That's a long time to have not done anything that, with alcohol. And his daughter calls suspecting him of drunk driving, and then they respond to the call. They find the car. Him and his wife are talking in a parking lot at 1 o'clock in the morning, and there's no bad driving, there's no accident, no crash.
Bad driving. We have a child calling the cops scared that he's got 2 open beers in the car.
Judge, there's no bad driving. And is there 2 beers? I think there's 1 beer, Judge. And it was almost full. So, I mean, that in itself, we don't have clean hands. No, drank 2 or 3 beers, but there's not 2 beers in the car. There's 1 open container, Judge. So we don't have clean hands on this. It's not perfect, but in all fairness, the last time that Mr. Blunt was out, before he was in jail, you could actually have a beer, I think, in the back seat and drive in a car, but now you can't. You change the law. So, I mean, this is how long he'd been in jail before all this, when he got out last year. So this is the same man that had the violent felonies before this, Your Honor. He's turned his life around, trying to, but I was talking with him about this in the back, and it seems like when he makes a mistake now, it's not like a normal person making a mistake. I mean, everything's hyper attenuated on him. So he makes a mistake any one of us might make, not any one of us, but you have no container in the car, you drive a little erratic and you've had a few beers, made a bad decision. Well, now he's going to jail automatically. He didn't get the benefit of the doubt. And I don't think that's really fair.